A child sits by the fire, about 6 years old. There is no school, no books, no homework, ever. No teacher will ever stand in front of this child. And yet, in a few years, it will learn more than almost any child since. How a Stone Age child grew up is one of the great untold stories, and almost all of it is still inside your own children. Start with a problem. Children are nearly invisible in the past. Their small bones are fragile and rarely survive. They left few graves and few belongings. For a long time, the past looked like a world of adults. But the children were always there, half the camp or more. And once you know where to look, you find them everywhere. The biggest difference from today is simple. There was no classroom and no lesson plan. A Stone Age child learned by watching and then by copying. It sat beside its mother and saw how roots were dug. It watched an older boy chip a blade from stone. Nobody set a test. The world itself was the test. Learn to do it, or go hungry, or get hurt. And the main way they learned was play. Play was not a break from the real work. It was the school. Children made tiny copies of the tools around them. Little spears, small bows, toy harpoons, sized for small hands. Archaeologists keep finding these miniature tools. They are not junk. They are practice for a life of hunting. A child threw a toy spear 1,000 times before a real one. They shaped toys from whatever was nearby. At a site called Pavlov, children pressed shapes from clay. That was around 30,000 years ago. Some of the first clay objects we have were made by little hands. Animals, figures, small lumps squeezed for the joy of it. The instinct to make a toy is very, very old. The whole camp was the classroom. There was no line between learning and living. A child ground seeds beside the women, badly at first. It carried water, watched the fire, minded a baby. Skills came in small steps, copied and corrected. Watch, try, fail. Watch again, try again. By doing the real thing, a little at a time. And children did not only copy, they created. Deep in the caves, they left their own marks. In a French cave, children ran fingers through soft clay walls. These wavy lines are called finger flutings. Many were made by children between 2 and 5 years old. In one cave, so many that scholars call it a children's chamber. Some of the marks are high up, near the ceiling. A small child could never reach that alone, so someone lifted them or carried them on their shoulders. Picture that, deep underground, by flickering light. An adult holding a child up to touch the wall. In caves in Spain, hand stencils were sprayed onto rock. Up to a quarter of those hands belong to children. Some so small they may be toddlers or even babies. These children were not hidden away. They were brought in. Now the strangest fact about human children. We have, by far, the longest childhood of any animal. A foal walks within an hour. A young deer runs within days. A human is helpless for years, and a child for many more. No other ape takes so long to grow up. This looks like a terrible weakness. It is our secret weapon. A long childhood buys something priceless: time to learn. Our brains stay soft and open far longer than other animals. Years of play and copying wire that brain for a complex world. Everything a human must know cannot be born in. It must be taught. So we grow slowly, and we learn almost everything. We traded a fast start for a long, deep education. But that long childhood came at a cost. A child helpless for years cannot be raised by one tired mother. It took aunts, sisters, grandmothers, the whole group. Many hands carried, fed, and watched each child. A Stone Age child grew up inside a crowd that knew its name. So what did a child actually know by the age of 10? Far more than we might guess. Hundreds of plants. Which heal, which feed, which kill. the tracks of every animal in the land, how to read the sky, the wind, the coming weather, how to make fire, and tools, and clothing, the stories that held the map of the whole world. By puberty, a child was close to a working adult, and there was a shadow over all of it. In these times, a child's life was dangerously fragile. Close to half of all children never reached adulthood. Cold, hunger, sickness, and accidents took many. Every child raised to adulthood was a small victory, which may be why they were watched so closely and loved so hard. There is one more gift that children gave the group. Play does not just copy the world, it tests it. A child tries the wrong way, on purpose, just to see. It bends a rule, mixes two ideas, breaks a pattern. Most of it is nonsense. Now and then, it is new. Much of human invention may have begun as a child at play. So picture one ordinary day, long ago. A child wakes in a warm pile of sleeping bodies. It follows its mother out to dig roots in the morning cool. It copies a sibling chipping flakes from a stone. It runs with the other children, hunting nothing with a toy spear. It is handed a baby to hold while the women work. It presses a small hand into the soft wall of a cave, and it falls asleep to a story it will one day tell. No part of that day looks like school, and yet the child is learning every minute of it. Learning by watching, by copying, by playing, by belonging. The oldest way to raise a human, and still the deepest. Look at a small child today, and you can still see it. Before any letters, it watches your face and copies you. It plays at cooking, building, fighting, caring. It practices being an adult, the way it has for ages. A toy is still a tiny tool for a small hand. A game is still a lesson wearing a disguise. We added schools and books much later. They sit on top of something far older and deeper. A child still learns to walk, to talk, to love, without a lesson. It soaks up a whole world just by living inside one. That power is the real inheritance of the first child. The first child had no school and almost no things. No safe, soft, padded world built around it. It had danger and cold and far too many goodbyes, but it also had open air and freedom and a place that needed it. It grew up doing real things, beside people who loved it. Every child since has carried that child forward, watching, copying, playing, learning to be one of us. The first child never really grew up and left. It is in every child still.